Components, of course, I've discussed this now many times. Our machines are long chains of parts, and every single part is a link, and any one of those links fail, and that chain fails.
Would it be correct to say that ACE3T is a quality management system that would meet all the requirements of ISO or anybody?
It would eat ISO alive. ACE3T is well above what 9001 even imagines. The 3 T's is the secret. 3 T's define the quality. Now, if we want this quality outcome, what the 3 T's do is they say, okay, here's my target. My target is that. The tolerance, because there's variation, I have to allow for that variation. I want the variation to be within my standards. So that's my standard. If that's my tram lines, as I mentioned in that slide yesterday, that's my standard. I want the variation to be within that standard. So that's the tolerance. I've got my second T down here.
What if somebody said, my management is forcing us to get ISO 9001. Can I use ACE3T to meet the requirements of that?
ISO 9001 is a lovely framework. You look at 9001 and it requires you to structure your documentation system in a manageable framework. So I would use 9001 as the framework to build 3 T's, ACE3T into it.
So when the auditor comes in and looks at it, if he doesn't know anything about ACE3T, he'd say, okay, I'll accept that as...
It would comply. In fact, we would make sure that ACE3T is well within the compliance of 9001. The secret is that third T. That 9001 does not ask you to do anything. It just says, this is what your company's meant to achieve. It's 9001, you look at the clauses, it tells you what to do. It never tells you how to do it. ACE3T tells you how. ACE3T tells you how to do it, how perfectly you must be to achieve the outputs you want. Guarantee repeatable 100% of the time. And that third T is a check to prove we are, in fact, repeating this 100% of the time. And if I'm not, then my process needs to be adjusted. So yeah, 9001 tell you what to do. And of course, 100 different companies decide 100 different ways what they want to do in the same industry. ACE3T says no. This is how you achieve what you must do. And you will do this one only way. The best way. The one best way.
This is for companies that are serious. There are many companies that want the sticker, the ISO sticker, because it is required by some of their customers, but they really have no interest whatsoever in improving quality. So this would not be for those companies. You have to be interested in improving quality.
Got the wrong mindset, you will never get there. You'll be shipping your jobs off to China. That's what you're going to do.
Our job would be to prove to them why they need to change.
Yeah. And the money they're leaving behind. I'm sure across the world we're leaving trillions of dollars falling off the side of tables. I'm sure it's there. So yes, the secret is to make all this a cultural habit. We're not going to argue about ACE3Ts. ACE3Ts will give you this distribution control without question. But the thing is to then make that the way we always work. That's why it's important to have one only way. I can't have 100 best ways. There's only one best way.